The 7 steps of precipitation. Purity, Claire, and Astrea. Step 4. It is time now to enter the 4th step of beloved purity and Astrea, beloved Elohim of the 4th ray, to delve more deeply into the understanding of how creation is manifested upon the earth, and how within this group intention we can achieve the goals we have set to bring about balance once again within ourselves as well as humanity and our planet Earth. Purity, or Claire, is the Elohim of Purity, while holding the immaculate concept. Purity and Astrea also emanate the divine qualities of hope, wholeness, and perfection, and the color of their ray is white. The beloved Elohim of Purity speaks from the book 7 Mighty Elohim Speak. I am the Elohim of Purity, because of your great light, love, and interest in the light of God that never fails. All through the years, I have been invited into Earth's atmosphere again today. I am the guardian of the immaculate concept for this planet, Earth, as well as for this entire universe. I am also the guardian of the immaculate concept of your own individualized divinity, which is fashioned from white fire substance and lives in the God-free realms. This is your pattern of perfection, originally created by the Godhead, and that being in all its perfection you must one day become. I am more than this too. I am the flame of cosmic Christ purity, the natural activity of your own life, which is not something that must be wooed, and not something that must be drawn from without. I am the living, breathing purity of the electron, which lives in the center of the atom of which your physical bodies are composed. This electron vibrates so rapidly that no discord can enter into or contaminate it. As the substance of my flame is one with the substance of that electron, then I am alive in every cell of your body, moving around the central core of every atom of your flesh, even this moment as I speak to you. Truly can I say with Jesus, I am with you always. I am your life. I am the living, breathing electronic light of purity within your mental bodies, closed in, yes, by the shadows of atomic consciousness, waiting now to be released in order to manifest the perfection of your divine conception. I am the living, breathing flame of pure light, invoked by each one of you into the great sea of your emotional world, awaiting release to again manifest perfection by the purification of the energies of the atomic consciousness. I am the pure, electronic light within every cell of your etheric garment, upon which you have impressed those records of impurity, and I am now expanding my purity from within every cell and atom of all your 4 lower vehicles, emotional, mental, etheric, and physical. Expanding my true nature, which is the purification of this earth, all that is on the earth, on it, in it, or in its atmosphere. Beloved ones, let us consider electronic light for a moment. If you could stop one electron as it passes through the universe, or stop it for a moment as it passes from the heart of your presence into your physical heart, you would see that that electron contained within itself all of the nature of the Godhead, all of its power, all of its majesty, and all of the divinity which is within the God-Parent. The electron itself can never be contaminated, for my flame of cosmic Christ purity lives within every one of them. In the course of a single second, millions and millions and millions of these tiny electrons are literally bombarded from the heart of the universal first cause, through your God presence into your physical heart, then out into your world. If this be so, from whence comes the shadows, limitations, illness, appearance of age, and depressions? These discordant appearances are but the clothing of those electrons by shadows created from the habit of placing the attention, thoughts, and feelings of the outer self upon imperfect appearances in its environment and in the atmosphere of earth. With your conscious acceptance of my service now, I shall endeavor to remove as much as possible of this shadowed substance around your electrons, by the mercy of God and by expanding the power of my flame of purity, which is already within you. I speak directly now to the electrons which have come from the universal first cause, having answered the call and obeyed the magnetic pull of the immortal threefold flame within your heart. In and by the power of God Almighty, I now decree that there be continuous and permanent expansion of that flame of purity in every cell of your body. I command this to remove the effluvia, shadows there, and to transmute into light every rate of vibration which is an impurity and causes human limitation. I command this done now by the most powerful cosmic action of the blue lightning of cosmic Christ purity from my heart, which has ever been known to manifest on earth. In the name and by the power of the great central sun of the system, which was vested in me when I was made guardian of the immaculate concept of the sons and daughters of earth, I decree that the purity within the heart of every one of your electrons shall now expand. Expand, 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 until that which appears as limitation can no longer imprison your life in discord, and thus the shadows cease to be. The real atomic accelerator. Do you know that the greatest atomic accelerator in the universe is really that immortal threefold flame within your own heart? The acceleration of the speed of the electrons around the central core of the atom within your four lower bodies is accomplished by the conscious directing of that flame of life within your own heart. The momentums of constructively qualified energy released by this group shall set into motion the impulse for the first active atomic accelerator on Earth, actually accelerating the vibration action of the four lower bodies of all mankind. Now, this acceleration released by your calls can be far more powerful than that which would have been released by any mechanical instrument. That instrument, however, shall come forth later here for the use of the masses, the pattern having been set by the heart of freedom. When we enter into the living, breathing force field, which has been drawn and established here, all through the years, by the release into it of your vibrant, vital energies, what happens? The mighty God beings, angels, devas, and the ascended masters, who focus their energies and vital rays of light into the open hearts of each aspirant, all this becomes a part of your service to life and adds to the size and radiance of your force field. The radiance of the pure light substance from these great beings, as it comes into your space, accelerated the vibratory action of the electrons of your flesh and inner bodies just by their attention focused upon you. As these electrons are quickened in their speed of vibration, there is thrown off the substance of darkness and shadow created by discordant thoughts, feelings, spoken words, and acts of the past. And these shadows are then transmuted into light by the powerful action of the cosmic violet transmuting flame which fills your room. You who have longed so earnestly to sit within the atomic accelerator, about which Saint Germain has spoken to you, remember that these will be provided for the mankind who have not yet learned the mastery of expanding the flame within their own hearts. However, every time you gather together with other like-minded soul, every time you come within the compass of this atomic accelerator of freedom, there is thrown off from your physical and lower bodies into the violet flame so much discordant accumulation that my heart rejoices. This purification also takes place for you, even when you just direct your attention to this activity. Where your attention is, there you are. The groups which are willing to abide in the disciplines that we have given, releasing their energies joyously and willingly in decrees, songs, and visualizations, thus quickening the vibration of their four lower bodies, such groups become the acceleration for all in their localities. In the Orthodox world, you have heard much mention of the quick and the dead. This merely refers to the difference in the rate of vibration of the four lower bodies of mankind, physical, etheric, mental, and emotional. The main difference between your unascended bodies and the perfection of our own is merely the difference in the rate of vibration of the electrons spinning around your central core in the atom. You see, our electrons move in an extremely rapid rate of vibration due to the complete purification of the energies of our vehicles of expression. You too are gradually achieving this more rapid rate of vibration in your four lower bodies by the purification you receive from your individual applications of the law, in the use of the violet transmuting flame and other activities of the sacred fire, as well as by your participation in this evolving work discipline. Purification is necessary. Do you know how much purification is necessary within your mental bodies before you can even accept our reality and our capacity to speak to you? It would be a source of very great personal gratification if you could see how pure your vehicles had to be before we could even attempt to experiment of coming through the veil to speak our words to you. You see, the vibratory action of the feeling worlds of the masses of the people is so slow, their worlds being filled with all sorts of disbelief and doubt, that even where they hear our words, those words would not be accepted by them as truth. Nor would they believe that those words were actually coming from us as real God beings. The vibratory action which has been established in your vehicles through all these years of application, individual and in groups, has made possible the spiritual association and partnership today. Dearly beloved ones, when you are caught up in the Spirit, so to speak, when you are gathered together here, as you are now, the vibration of your bodies is raised, each one to its present ultimate point of comprehension. Then there is anchored into your wills as much of the substance, energy, and vital energy of our beings as we know you can individually absorb. So what happens next? After the meeting is over and your attention is again upon the things of this world, you go back into the accustomed vibratory action of your own aura, by giving it your attention again and thus connecting with the effluvia of the individuals with whom you live, with whom you work in the appearance of less than perfection by which you may be surrounded. That which has seemed so simple, so easy of accomplishment while you are in a class or connection with Spirit or your attention is upon us, for that is our feeling of mastery which we have given you through radiation, then recedes from your outer consciousness because by your change of attention, you allow the feeling of depression, doubt, fear, and general effluvia of discord, which represents the general consciousness of mankind, to enter again into the subtle essence of your mental body, into the sensitive consciousness of your feeling world, into your etheric body, and then into your flesh. It is my hope and sincere decree that those whose worlds have been accelerated to a point where they can grasp and comprehend this law may learn that constant vigilance is so necessary to enable them to hold the vibrations of their inner and flesh bodies above connection with that of the mass mind. I now decree that this shall be so powerfully charged into your outer consciousness that you never again forget it, and thus think back into the inertia which has made you sleep for centuries, accepting the minimum life has to offer just to keep your bodies alive and your souls nourished to a certain point. Again, if you will consciously accept it, I now create around you and your worlds a great oval of pure, blazing white light from my own heart, which is the vibratory action of my consciousness. This will act for you as a deflector to those currents of discordant energy in which you move in the outer world, which slow down the vibrations of your inner and flesh bodies and again connect you with the mass distress of mankind. Beloved friends, as the great ones have told you many times, the action of this law is mechanical. It is absolutely and positively a science of vibration. The speed with which the electrons revolve around the central core of each atom in your mind, the mental body, is determined by the thoughts you entertain. When those thoughts are of perfection and on the expansion of God's good to His universe, the vibratory action of the electrons in your mental body is rapid, and they deflect the mass thought forms of destruction which float in the atmosphere of Earth. These are deflected just as rapidly. Whirling propeller deflects dust, which would otherwise rest upon it. When you allow your mental body to connect with discord, whether it be recorded in newspapers, radio, television, or in passing conversations, you immediately slow down the vibrations of your electrons. As they slow down, they are more open, let us say, to the mass accumulation of depression, fear, and other negative conditions, which then anchor in your mental body and draw it from the upward course of your aspirations. The same is true of your emotional bodies. You come into these magnificent classes sending your love and adoration to the ascended masters and other great beings in song and decree. In this way, you raise your emotional bodies into a more rapid pulsation. The electrons move more rapidly around their central core in the atom, and your emotional body is then magnetizing only that which is good. As soon as you allow your feelings, emotions to tide into disapproval, fear, anger, or discord of any kind, and the name thereof is legion, you slow down the vibration of those feelings and lower them into the strata where those mass feelings of imperfection abide. when you endeavor to satisfy the appetites of the four lower bodies by taking into the physical form intoxicating liquors, flesh, foods, chemical combinations, which do not agree with your particular well-being, or taking into the body more substance than it needs to keep it in a healthy condition. Fermentation, general disintegration, finally death ensues. As the electrons move more slowly in their orbit around the central core of the atom, you thus open your flesh bodies to disease. It is just the mechanics of living. The holding of your attention one-pointedly upon the ever-presence of God, together with the assistance of this oval of blazing light which I have established about you today, will enable you to keep your four lower bodies vibrating above the discord in which you move. Then truly it can be said that there is nothing in you to which evil and discord can tie. How is it possible for the great Archangel Michael to live 22 hours out of every 24 within that substance of the psychic and astral realm and not be touched by it? It is because he keeps the vibratory action of his vehicle whirling at such a tremendous speed that it repels the discord and keeps his world disconnected from the hate creations around those he contacts and desires to set free. End of lesson.